Okay, the map options. We'll come to this screen and map custom code. Special codes for custom zoom map. I put in there the default is map 1 because if you put another map in and you want to go back to the normal zoom map, you just type in map 1 and click save changes and it'll select the other map. Okay, the startup mode. Do you want to start up in the basic colored continent map or the advanced location? The advanced location is actually the zoom map. So we can do that. We'll click confirm changes. Map options. Do we want to allow users to toggle between the maps? Most churches do not. Most churches will pick one and use that one. That's just because people aren't going to click on that square unless you, or that circle up in the top left corner, unless you tell them it's there. Show the region list in the advanced map. This region list, okay, we can select. Let's save and close. On this map here, there's a flag that'll show up, and you'll see that when you get to adding missionaries. And you would click that flag and it goes to that missionary. Well, when you click close or back, it'll say back. This area is the region list. You can have this show up on the other map, on this map. Most people don't, because most people are like, we either want the regions, this to show up, and what this will be is a list of the missionaries that are in Africa or in the Middle East, and you can rename these depending on your organization. So that's the, let's go back in there, that is the region list. Show region list. You can show region names. We'll select that and you can see North, Central, and these will show up again on the flat map. We'll give it a second, let it update. Now it's going to jump over the other map. We'll click back here and it'll show the region name. So you can name these. Now we have some names in there for the Assemblies of God, for the Southern Baptist, and for some of the other missions organizations. If they have different names for these, you can select and have it default to those. Or you can name them yourself by just double click and you can change those names. Zoom factor transition. This is when you're using the advanced map. This will change, and actually, you know what? I'll go over this in the video when we add missionaries. Days considered new. That's new content. It creates a dot on the missionary's flag, and you can set that dot to be whatever color you want just by clicking here, and then you select. Let's say we really want them to be red, just a bright, in-your-face red, as opposed to the yellow. There'll be a little red dot on their map. Typically, people will click it if it's not red. Let's make it green. New content is green. This will show up as a little green dot. People will click a green dot. Hey, what's that mean? So they'll click that. Days considered new. 90, 60, 45, 30, 14, 7, or 0. If you do not want those dots to show up, you click 0, and those dots will not show up on the map. Region pin colors. These are the regions. And the pin colors are going to be this color. So, and again, every element you can change whatever color you want. Set them up however you want to set them. Come around just a little bit more. But you can see, we'll leave that and then we'll click close and we'll let this update, and it changes. You see it changes the colors of those regions. So again, you can make this look like whatever you want to make it look like. That was our goal in creating the new software. And you just select on the element you want to change the color of, and then either the color wheel selection or you can paste in the Photoshop color. Creative Access Nation or Restricted Access Nation, you can use one or both of those, and that's a selection when you're adding the missionaries as to where they're located. If you've got a missionary that's in China and you don't want anybody to know he's in China, these are not on the web, they're only in your church. But if you really want them, you know, hey, we may have visitors that don't know, So let's keep that the same. The map border color, when you select, like we'll go back and look. Right here there's no border, but when you select an area, you see it outlines. Well, let me go back in. Select an area, you see it outlines. The reason it does that is because I have the map set to the default of this map. Right here's the default. That's why it jumps around like that. So you can see it outlines that area. And you can dark colors, light colors. Again, that is a totally, I mean, you can change it to whatever you want. That's called map border. Creative access, restricted access, we talked about. The layout codes, you want to select your layout code before you start entering missionaries. In other words, what layout do we use? This is for Assemblies of God churches, default names, default colors, and these are the colors from their organization. So the map will change. I'm going to select basic content map, confirm changes, close, and this will lay out the map the way that the Assemblies of God have their missionaries laid out. They pulled these guys together. This is all one area. Eurasia is all one big area. And then we look at, let's go to the Southern Baptist, IMB. Default names, default colors, confirm changes, and close, and give that a second to update, and boom. There we go. And that changes to everything for the Southern Baptist, the way they have broken up the areas of the world for their missions organization. And we can do that for any missions organization. So the way you receive the system basically is these colors with continent layout, confirm changes. And that's typically the way it is for most of the and a lot of churches will leave this either words on or words off. So that's the map layout. Again, if there's something that you want to see and it doesn't do it. Oh, one thing I didn't talk about is this one here. Let's say you get a color. Let's go up just a little bit like that. You want to make them all the same color. You just bam, do that. Makes everything the same color. I don't know why you would do that, but there are times when you would just want to change something. So you can make that work. Make everything this color as region 1. So whatever region 1 is. Typically North America, but you know how us elitist Americans are. And that's the map options right there.